Hello and welcome to another episode of Dream Home Cooking. Today I am going to make chicken and dumplings, but it's a shortcut version of my mother-in-law's homemade chicken and dumplings. And then I'm also going to make mashed potatoes and some crunchy peas with a little bit of sweetness to them. And then for dessert, I have one of the best chocolate cakes you will ever eat, I promise you, and it is so simple. So because it takes an hour to bake, I'm gonna go ahead and get the cake mixed up and get it in the oven. What you want to, now this is not low fat by any means, that you're gonna really be blown away by what the ingredients are. You wanna start with a chocolate cake mix, just right out of the box. Then we, to that, are going to add a small package of instant chocolate pudding. And then we're going to add 5 eggs, and these are not eggs, I'm sorry. This is the 5 eggs are here. This is butter. 1 cup of butter, so that's 2 sticks. You want to make sure you use real butter. This is not a cake you have to make every week. It's, you know, one of those special occasion treats where you really indulge, but it is worth every calorie and gram of fat because it is delicious. This is a 16-ounce carton of sour cream. Sounds crazy, but it gives it the moistness that you'll find with this cake. Actually, this cake, I made this 10 years ago when we first started our first year of Dream Home Cooking. And it's so good, and I was looking through all my old blog recipes and I thought, you know what, this is worthy of bringing back because a lot of you weren't watching 10 years ago. So I hope you'll enjoy this recipe. So next, I've got 5 eggs that I'm gonna put in here. And it's just one of those recipes, it's a matter of just dumping everything in the bowl. Then I have almond extract. This is another unique ingredient that gives it just a wonderful flavor, and you only need 1 teaspoon of it. Okay, so I'm gonna mix this up before I add the last ingredients, which is chocolate chips. Okay, that is nice and blended. So I'm gonna go ahead, take these off, and I don't wanna miss any of this goodness, so I'm gonna just take a spatula and scrape off of here. And just a note too, this cake batter is gonna be really thick, so don't let that alarm you. It is just such a delicious cake. And funny story about this cake, when I made it 10 years ago, or really almost 11 years ago, it was in this oven right here. And it's back when we had about 7 people it took to do this show. Now it's down to just me and Sadler, but anyway, technology has improved greatly. But I did this, I said, and the cake is ready, and the whole cake was on fire. So we were able to salvage the top of it, put it on a plate, nobody ever knew, but it was hilarious. I wish that we still had that video footage. So hopefully that won't happen today. Okay, what I just did was added a bag of semi-sweet chocolate chips, and I'm just gonna fold them in with this spatula. And I always think a cake like this is better the next day. I try to hide it from my family when I make it because I feel like it's good to put it on a cake plate and put the lid on it and just kind of let everything fester for a night, and then it's just so nice and moist when you cut into it. But you don't have to do that. You can cut into it the same day. All right, so this is my favorite thing, is this Pam with flour in it, and I'm just gonna do an even coat. And this stuff does go everywhere, and it kind of makes your floor slick. So I gave that a nice coat. Then I'm just gonna carefully pour the batter into this pan, and then I'll show you the next step. All right, so that batter is thick, so it takes a minute to get it in the pan, and I like to take my spatula and just kind of swirl the batter around. It smells so good, and that almond extract just adds a different level. And then I want to take it and just tap it a few times on the countertop. All right, and so now it's ready to go into an oven at 350 for about 50 minutes to 1 hour. All right, and when we come back, I'm gonna show you guys how I do the shortcut chicken and dumplings and these delicious homemade mashed potatoes.
When you select Wolde Flooring's hardwood, you don't just enhance your home, you transform it. With hundreds of beautiful, durable, hand-selected varieties that come with up to a 50-year warranty, you can count on unsurpassed beauty and proven durability that's guaranteed to stand the test of time. When you want the best flooring for your home, come to Wolde Flooring in Madison. WoldeFlooring.com, 256-325-8453.
Choosing an appliance can be complicated these days. That's why at Bob Wallace Appliance, we start by asking questions like an occasional cook or a serious chef, something just for you or an army, once a week or once a day. You see, it's not just what we know about appliances, it's what we know about you. Bob Wallace Appliance, locally owned and operated for more than 35 years. Online at bobwallaceappliance.com.
Hey guys, I wanted to let y'all know about a year ago, me and Bruce Stone started a new company called Stonewood Homes. And Stonewood is a little different business plan than Woodland Homes because Stonewood is a scattered lot home builder, which means if you have a lot and you're looking for a builder, Stonewood is the answer. So if you own a home site or you're looking at building a custom home, give us a call at 830-9000 and let's start building.
You know, years ago, we researched different cabinet companies. Wellborn was the cabinet company that we decided to go with. Wellborn has a lot of your custom style building like we did in the local cabinet shops years ago. You just can't go wrong with a product like that with Wellborn. On top of that, Wellborn has researchers that are out in the market every day. Their job is to see what's current in the market, what's selling, and what their dealers need to be showing in their showroom. So come out, let me help you design your kitchen with Wellborn products.
Okay, we're back, and now I'm going to show you guys how I do this chicken and dumpling recipe. If you're wondering, for the sake of time, I went ahead and boiled my potatoes. It's 4 large baking potatoes in this pot that I peeled, and I'm boiling them for the mashed potatoes. So this is a recipe that is a spinoff of my sweet mother-in-law Sylvia's. She used to make chicken and dumplings and it would literally take her all day, but it was our absolute favorite, our kids' favorite. So I found a way to take a shortcut to where I wasn't boiling a whole big chicken all day and doing all these steps. So what I've done is I use chicken tenders, and this is 2 packs or about 2 pounds or a little over 2 pounds. And I'm just gonna dump these. I cut them in bite-sized pieces. I'm just going to put them in this pot, and I am going to put a round of seasonings in here. This is a tablespoon each of salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, and I was about to say pepper, but I already said that. So you want to generously season these little chicken tenders. Then I have a 48-ounce box of chicken broth, and this gives it so much more flavor instead of just using water. So you just want to carefully pour the broth over the chicken tenders, and you just want enough liquid just to cover the chicken. And usually I find a 48-ounce box works great, and because it's the broth, it's already nice and, you know, has a nice flavor to it. So now what you're going to do is we're going to bring this to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, I'm going to turn it as low as it can go, cover it, and let it simmer for about 45 to 50 minutes. And this chicken just gets so tender. It's absolutely delicious. So this is the first step. So I'm going to get this to a boil, and then I'll show you guys what's next. Okay, so as you can see, this has come to a boil. So I'm just going to give it a good stir, and then I am going to turn it down as low as possible. And this is gas heat, so it's always a little stronger than electric. So I have a simmer mode, and I'm going to put it on that, and I'm just gonna let it simmer for about 45 minutes. And that chicken is gonna get so nice and tender, and then we'll do the next step. But in the meantime, I'm going to step over here and work on these potatoes. This is, as I had said before, I used the baking potatoes, 4 large ones. It's about 2.5 pounds worth of potatoes. I boiled them for about 25 minutes, so they're nice and mushy. Then I'm gonna add a couple things. I've got a half a stick, of butter, and it's at room temperature, so it'll be easy, you know, to melt in there. Then I have a teaspoon each of salt and pepper. And after you mix this up, you'll wanna taste it to see if you need a little more salt or a little more pepper. And then this is my little secret ingredient. It's 3 tablespoons of cream cheese, and it's also at room temperature, so it's easier to spread in there. Then a half a cup of whipping cream. So this meal is not on the low calorie side today. Of course, are they ever? No. But we don't eat like this every night. People ask us that all the time. We don't. We'd be big as a house. So here are the ingredients that I put in there. Then I'm just gonna mix them. And actually, I like to kind of take the mixer before I turn it on and just mash them a little bit. I'm not one who loves big chunks of potatoes. I like my potatoes really creamy. And I've got some whole milk out in case I feel like they need a little more liquid to them. So that's why that's there. Okay, so those are done and nice and creamy. I don't need to add any more liquid to it. So I'm gonna put these away, and then I wanna show you guys the next step in the chicken and dumplings. So this has been cooking now for about 45 minutes, and just on a real low simmer. This is what helps to make that chicken really nice and tender. So I'm just gonna give it a stir. And right now, I'm not gonna add any seasonings to it, but I will taste it one more time because sometimes you find you might need a little more salt or pepper or what have you. So the next step is to add, well, I do add this. It's the little chicken granules. It's kind of like a chicken bouillon cube, except it's crushed up. So I do about 1.5 teaspoons of that just for some extra flavor. Then, here's the shortcut part. I put 2 cans of cream of chicken soup. I just dump it in there. And this is real, it looks a little thin, but when you put the dumplings in there, it really thickens this up. And as well as the soup. So it doesn't end up being a real thin mixture. All right, so I'm just gonna give this a stir, and then I'm gonna put the lid back on, and I'm gonna let it cook for about 15 minutes, let this soup break down. And when we come back, I'll show you guys how I finish this up, and I'm gonna make my little dish of crunchy peas.
Hey guys, come on in.
Hey, Troy.
Yeah, let me show you around.
Wow.
You know, as the Acme Brick spokesperson, I get paid in brick. All the brick I want. Solid. What? Too much? To get Acme Brick quality, look for the Acme name. And here's the guest room. Hope you like a firm mattress.
My father started this business in 1977. The people that work for us is part of what sets us apart. All of our employees have experience. All of our plumbers have been with us for 10 years or greater. Our motto at Dean & Son is quality and service. We're going to do quality work. We don't leave people hanging. We're there when we're supposed to be. We're done when we're supposed to be. Living up to what you sell and service them after they pay you, that's where your integrity in the plumbing business comes.
Dean & Son Plumbing Company. Call today at 518-9780.
In choosing a contractor in today's market, finding someone that is going to take care of you and make sure that you're happy with their product, with the quality, it's not an easy task today. The most important thing to me is doing what you say you're going to do, taking care of the customer, installing a product that is superior. My motto is call the lady with a team you can trust, and I feel confident that we are a team that you can trust.
Since 1983, individuals and businesses in Alabama have relied on Wolf, Jones, Wolf, Hancock, Daniel & South for their legal representation. Our experienced attorneys offer high-quality legal counsel in commercial law, real estate, and personal injury litigation. So if you need an attorney, hire the best attorney you can. Call the experienced North Alabama attorneys at Wolf, Jones, Wolf, Hancock, Daniel & South to arrange your initial consultation, because we're dedicated to setting the standard for legal services.
We're back, and now we are finally at the final phase of our chicken and dumplings. So last I showed you guys I added the soups to it and a little bit of seasoning. So now it cooked for 15 minutes. I took the lid off, and then I brought it back up to a slow boil. So I'm gonna give it a little stir before I add the dumplings. Now, y'all have to forgive me on this one, but I do not make homemade dumplings. I don't roll those out. I buy the frozen ones. They have several brands out that are wonderful, and This particular one, I think it's called Mary Hill. There's a Mary B and a Mary Hill, but there is nothing wrong with them using the frozen ones. And I like to take them and just cut them or pull them apart into bite-sized pieces and just kind of pop them in here. And this is a 12, they come in a 12 ounce or a 24 ounce box. This is the 12. I use all of these. If you can't, sometimes the smaller package is hard to find, so just use half of it, half of the 24 ounce. But they are delicious. And this is what Mike grew up on with these kind of dumplings. My mother also makes a wonderful pot of chicken and dumplings, but she makes her dumplings out of Bisquick, and it's delicious too. So it's just two different kinds. These remind me of a big old noodle, sort of. So we're just gonna keep breaking these up. And every now and then, I wanna give it a little stir. You wanna do that the first 10 minutes or so they don't all stick together and you got one big dumpling in the pot. Okay, so I have used just about all. I feel like I've got a lot of dumplings in here, so I'm using about the whole pack, but shy maybe 4 strips. So I wanna add a little pepper to it. I always like a lot of coarse ground pepper in our chicken and dumplings. And then it's boiling now. I'm gonna give it a stir, and then I'm gonna go ahead and turn this heat down. And then these dumplings are just gonna simmer covered on low for about 30 minutes. Okay, so I'll turn that down. Okay, and now I wanna show y'all how I make these crunchy peas. So this is really kind of silly, but my kids love peas with their chicken and dumplings. They like to throw it all together. And I didn't wanna feed them canned peas. Canned peas are fine, but I prefer the frozen ones. So I take a bag of frozen peas, and then I just add a couple little things to them. I add 2 tablespoons of butter, and then 2 tablespoons of white sugar. It just gives it a little sweetness. And then about a half a teaspoon each of salt and pepper. And you just take this, pop it in the microwave for, 8 minutes or whatever the package says, and then it's a great little addition, and it gives some great color to your chicken and dumplings. All right, so it's just frozen peas, but it's a few things added to it and makes it great. So anyway, when we come back, Mike will be here with us to taste all of this delicious food, and he's gonna tell you guys about our preserve at Inspiration and also the beautiful estate lots at Inspiration. So we'll see you guys back in a minute.
So today we're at Inspiration, and the community that we're going to be featuring today is a brand new community that is called the Bluffs. The Bluffs to me is a really, really special area because it's the last tract of land that's actually going to have bluff lots with amazing, gorgeous vista views. And when you start looking around Huntsville and you start looking around, where can I build a high-end house? Where can I build something that's, the upper end? Well, the Bluffs is going to be the place for you. We have a tremendous, beautiful wooded ridge that goes out to the tip of the mountain, and we've developed about 16 to 17 bluff lots along the perimeter of the bluff. And these are going to be the last bluff lots that we have. And I've kind of been tracking, really special home sites and special, bluff lots in the past. And there's nothing in Huntsville that compares. All the best stuff is gone. This is going to be the last of the beautiful bluff lots in Huntsville, Alabama that we're going to have. And I'm not talking about a view where you can see from one ridge to the other. I'm talking about a view where you can see for miles and miles and miles. And living on the mountain is it's a lifestyle. And in order for you to be able to really kind of realize what kind of lifestyle living on the mountain is, you really need to come up and experience. Melissa and I have been up here for about 4 years, and we absolutely love it. And there's just so much to do. Right now, we're filming at what we call the Overlook Cabana. The Overlook Cabana is a common area. It's about an acre. I've taken an acre and kind of dedicated it to the community as a common area. Built a beautiful timbered frame cabana out here. It's got a nice fireplace, gorgeous place to watch sunrise in the morning, or even the moonrise. But when you move up here on the mountain, whether if it's Inspiration, the Bluffs at Inspiration, the Preserve at Inspiration, or even the Estates, we've got 4 different communities that'll fit 4 different lifestyles. And when you invest up here on the mountain, not only do you get the Overlook Cabana, but you get a world-class amenity package, including a lodge clubhouse, swimming pool, tennis courts. It's got a gym, basketball courts. Right next to it, you've got a 5-acre recreational park. Families go out there and they play softball and soccer and they fly kites. We've got a sidewalk system that goes down all the way to the Madison County Nature Trail. Then from there, you can take a trail system over to the Land Trust. So we've got tons and miles of sidewalks, miles of trail systems, and it's just a special place. So in order for you to be able to find out more information about all of our communities, especially the Bluffs, log on to our website, woodlandhomes.com, or you can simply give us a call at 256-830-9000. But the best thing is get in your car. Our models are open 7 days a week. We encourage you to come out and check out why mountain living is simply the best. Y'all come out and see us.
If you're looking to remodel or build your dream home, it all starts at the Dream Studio by Woodland Homes. At Woodland Homes Dream Studio, you'll work with seasoned professionals dedicated to providing you with the very best, whether you're starting from scratch or remodeling. And with thousands of selections to choose from, the Dream Studio offers everything you need at the absolute highest quality, all under one roof. The Dream Studio by Woodland Homes. Live your dream. Call 830-9000 today.
All right, we're back, and I've got Mike with me in the kitchen.
I'm hungry.
We're actually
I'm hungry.
We're in a woodland home that was built about, what, 11 years ago?
Built in 07.
Yeah. Yep. So this is our little retreat when we want to get away.
Yep, our lake house.
Yes.
This is Rocket City Dream Home.
That's right. It was a Rocket City Dream Home. So today is,
what you cooking up?
it's not very healthy, but it's good old comfort food.
Good old comfort.
Chicken and dumplings and mashed potatoes, green peas, your favorite. He hates green peas. And then that chocolate cake that is so decadent.
Yeah, it smells good.
Yeah. I told Souther it's not as good until the next day because it really needs to sit overnight, and he said, I don't see that happening.
Needs to rest.
It needs to rest, yeah.
Yeah,
but
of course.
I know you guys will want to cut into it. So what's happening? I was saying the community of the week is the Preserve and the Estate.
Yeah, so we put the lots in at the Estate, so I guess about 8 or 9 months ago, and we've got out of 14 home sites, we've got probably half of them already sold.
Wow.
And under construction. So the Estates is growing now. What's different about the Estates is we did large lots. So, you know, if you go out and you're looking at home sites, being able to find a 1 to 2 acre wooded home site is like almost impossible, especially in an area to where you still, can have restrictions to protect your value and things like that. So we've got some awesome 1 to 2 acre wooded home sites in the Estates. And they sit back a little further.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just that the reason why we called it the Estates is because it looks more like an estate home on an estate.
I think you did a beautiful job the way you had all that laid out, and with the fencing in front of it. They are really beautiful lots.
Yeah, and they're really nice houses. We have another division of our company called Stonewood, and Stonewood is a scattered lot builder or a custom builder. And so we have 2 Stonewood homes that are custom homes that are under construction in the Estates as well. So that's going on. We put phase 2 of the Preserve on, and it went like wildfire. We probably built 30 homes in 9 months in there. I mean, it's crazy. You can't even get down the street with all the traffic. So a lot of those homes are finishing up. And now we've got a large phase going in. Phase 3 of the Preserve's going to be absolutely gorgeous. We've got a lot of home sites that are going to back up to the Madison County Nature Trail.
Yeah,
so I mean, literally, your home backs up to the nature trail. It backs up to, you know, a 50-acre lake. You can walk out your backyard and walk around the trail. So the next phase is going to be awesome. We've got 60 home sites that we have under construction. So that'll be ready the fall of 2019. So we're real close to that.
Oh, yeah, and then you've got the lodge up there with that wonderful amenity package.
Yeah, this, you know, the lodge is something that we built anticipating for it to serve, you know, all three of these communities.
Right.
And, you know, when we got it built and, you know, the first summer it was like, well, nobody's using it. Nobody's out by the pool. We've got a huge pool. It's a $1 million plus amenity package and facility there. And now you go by there, I mean, it's just great to see kids out in the swimming pool swimming.
I love seeing everybody out there making friends, meeting their neighbors. So I think that's an awesome advantage.
And you know, another thing too is you know, if you move up into the community, we've got a really active HOA and we've got a social committee, and they do a really good job about you know, doing, you know, 3 or 4 different events a year.
Usually once a quarter they have something
they do.
planned.
And you know, and the purpose of that is that when you move into a new community and you may be new into town, you know, it gives you an opportunity if you want to participate in getting to know who your neighbors are. So yeah, I mean, it's if you haven't been at up on top of Green Mountain, it is a very, very special place.
It is, and a beautiful furnished model home.
Yeah, we have 2 model homes up there. Come up and visit. It's a really, really special place, and it is a community that will move you. It'll move you to make a move because it's so beautiful up there. So for information on Inspiration or the Preserve or any of our communities throughout Madison County, the best thing to do is first shop online, woodlandhomes.com. Then give us a call at 830-9000. We've got model homes open every single day. You get great ideas, great information by visiting a model, and for Melissa's great and wonderful recipes as always.
Thank you. You can log on to woodlandhomes.com as well, or you can find us on Dream Home Cooking on Facebook. And as always, we want to thank our sponsors.
Absolutely. So y'all come out and see us. Great time to buy a new home. Interest rates are unbelievable. So y'all come out and see us.
All right, let's eat.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Let me get my thoughts together. Doggone peas. Hold on. Just stinking frozen peas. All right. Here we go.